Welcome to today's discussion. I am so grateful and thankful for your support. I take this opportunity to welcome the new subscribers. This is not something that I take it for granted, but I'm grateful even for one subscriber or two. I'm always grateful. And I know if you feel or you see that this podcast helps you in a way, it is very important to share with your friend, because you never know what people go through, especially in this life. And today we are going to discuss about conflict resolution in marriage, because many marriages end badly due to failure to solve conflicts. You see, there are conflicts in marriage often because as you come together, you are born separately. You are two people, you are two separate people with two different personalities, so you are not the same. So you come together to become one. And we see in most weddings, they lit two candles and then they join one. They come and lit another one and kill and maybe put off the others to symbolize unity and togetherness. So you are one, and even the Bible teaches us that we leave our parents, you leave your father and your mother, and unite with your partner to become one. And now you are supposed to do things together. You're supposed to agree and do your things. You arrange, you plan for the things that you desire in your marriage, and work towards achieving them. So there is a problem now when it comes to executing the plans that you have, because you might be sitting together even before marriage. You might sit together and discuss this, and this is what we want for our marriage. We want to be celebrating our marriage this way. We want to be going out to take outings. We want to be remembering these things, or yeah. So there are so many things that you will want to discuss in your marriage. And so you might come to an agreement before you get married, but after you get married, you find that there are now disagreements. Now the other person is showing you the true colors, their true colors, and you are wondering what happened along the way, such that we don't agree anymore. So you see, maybe that person was just agreeing for the sake of getting an opportunity to have you as a partner. So they were just agreeing without thinking, or without or maybe they believe that after maybe getting married, you don't have a choice. Yeah, even if you are doing a come we stay, there is a point maybe you get to have children, and when you have a child, that the other partner believes that because the child is there, it is already a binding between you two, so you cannot go away easily. Yeah, others will, after they take you to the altar, you are wedded, you are being prayed for, or you go to that the registrar's office to get your certificates. They now believe that you belong to them, and you don't have an option. You cannot go away easily, because you have to file for a divorce, which takes more time. And so they believe that they can do whatever they want. They can now express their real selves. So most of the time, you hear marriage counselors saying that you expect anything, because this person might change anytime. They might show you their true colors, and you will be surprised. So it is very important now to find or have that skill, or be smart in how you will be handling your conflicts, because conflicts are there. They arise every time, because you are not the same. You have different opinions and perspectives of life. So you find that maybe before you got married, you had common grounds, you had things that you used to do together, and after you settle down, now you find that you have those things you used to do together, they don't interest you anymore, and now everybody is doing their own things differently. So you feel lonely at some point, and you feel unappreciated. But it is very important to understand that we have different personalities, and you are not supposed to change yourself or transform yourself for the sake of marriage. You need to maintain your purpose, the real you, because when you live as according to the real you, that is how you are going to thrive, and you are going to accommodate the other person because you love yourself, you love what you are doing. But if you continue pretending, you want to pretend that you are trying to please the other person, but you don't enjoy what you do, it means that at some point you will get tired and you will want to live yourself. You want to live your own life. So it might end up in you might end up breaking your marriage because you want to live your life. So it is very important to identify what you want, your purpose in life from the word go, so that when you are entering into this marriage, this is what I want, and this is what I want my partner to support me in. Or even if you don't know at that point, you might realize it on the way, or your partner might also realize on the way. So you should be able to give each other that allowance. Give each other a chance to try things in life, to try whatever you love doing most, so that you don't find yourself disappointing your partner, or you find yourself unhappy because you see that your partner is not supporting you the way he or she did before. So the smart way, or the most important thing to do whenever there is a conflict is to calm down first. Maybe you are angry because your partner provoked you in a way and did something you did not like. So you are angry and you want to sort it out immediately. So that is not practical. It is very advisable that you wait until you feel that like you have cooled down and you are ready now to talk, when you are calm, not when you have that anger in you. There is that voice where you can speak and someone can know that you are speaking with a lot of anger, and that might trigger anger on their end, and you might end up now yelling and shouting at the top of your voices, and even you might end up fighting, having physical fights, which is not good. And that's why in this current century where we have technologies, we are thriving in technologies, we are in the era of artificial intelligence and data analytics, but you find that people, it's like there are certain behaviors that are refusing to go away, like wife battering and mistreatment in families. Female women are still facing fights. They are being beaten by their husbands and they are silently suffering. Some come out later after they get away, or after things get worse. That is when they are able to come out and confess that this marriage was not good. It was full of fights, and I suffered. I have injuries. You see, it's not right to stay in a relationship or in marriage where you are being hurt all the time. You have those you are hurting inside because your partner is beating you up all the time. It's not good. So you see, in this era there is still wife battering, something that it is termed as a primitive behavior, and it should have been forgotten long time ago, but it is still ongoing until today. It is something that I think it is outgrowing the technology. People still find that the only way to resolve conflicts is to get into fights, which is very wrong, and it is not right at all. Because remember, you are two individuals, you are two grown-ups, and you are able to discuss. You have your right senses, you are in your right senses. So why do you get into fights? So unless you are defending something, because to my discovery, most men who beat their wives, most of them are players. I can say they have secret affairs out there, and so they want to suppress the wife so that they cannot know their works out there. They don't want to be discovered, or if the wife gets to discover their behavior, now they get violent, so that they threaten this wife not to tell the relatives, or not to have that empowerment. Another thing is that apart from the violence, they also make sure that these women remain miserable. They cannot even have a way of living, have a way of earning, or maybe empowerment. They don't want them to get empowered because they know if they become empowered, they are going to go away from the marriage, because every woman cannot stay in a violent marriage. They don't, there is a time you will be persevering until you are like, this is enough of me, because this person is like, he or she wants to kill me. So this happens mostly to women because of men who go out there, or even if it happens to a man, it means that the wife also is having affairs out there. There is a way they satisfy themselves out there. So when they come here at home, even if they don't become intimate with their partners, they are okay, and so they are willing to fight, of which it is not good. It is a bad spirit. That spirit, we rebuke it, because it breaks marriages. Yeah, because whatever conflict, I don't think there is a big conflict that can never be resolved, especially unless it is behavioral thing, that someone is addicted to something and does not want to leave it. But there is no need of fighting, because fighting is not a resolution. There is no way that fighting has ever led to a resolution. So you find that these partners who fight, they fight always, and the fight continues to escalate, and it becomes more violent, and you might find that one person might be killed or severely injured because of the rage and anger that this person has been building for a long time. Yes, so it is very important to stay calm and find ways to resolve these conflicts. And one way is to maintain calm, even as you address the issue. You find a way to make sure that this other person does not get angry, and also understands the problem at hand. Yeah, so you start by discussing your goals, whatever you wanted to achieve in the past. Like when before you got married, you had goals, you had plans. So you have to remind your partner about the plans that you have, and I ensure that you bring them to understand this is whatever we wanted, and then you make an assessment of how far you have gone, how have you achieved the plans you set, the goals, how have you achieved, and then maybe discuss about how you are going to fulfill it in the future. And then don't judge this person, like just try to discuss that I am seeing there is a problem here, and I see I want to know how we can solve it, because I've discovered there is a problem in this way. We are not working towards this goal. We have been taking time. How can we do it? How can we create time? What are the strategies that we can do? So at that point now, you are able to understand if this person is someone who is at the level of wanting to change and go forward, or someone he or she is someone who is a joker, who wants to discuss things and then forget there, and then go about doing their own things, or repeating the same mistakes. Yeah, so if you find that this person is repeating the mistakes again over and over, you see there is a problem there, and there is no need even of discussing these things further, because you will not get any resolution. It will only lead to conflicts. Yeah, so I think it is a personal decision to change, and in relationships or in marriage, uh, these two partners who are matured, they should come to a discussion. They should have a middle ground where they can understand each other, where you can accept each other, accept your partner the way he or she is. This person cannot do this or is able to do this, so don't force them to do something that they are unable to do. If they have a weakness, then it is your turn for you to try to find a way to fix this weakness. It's to encourage the other partner to fix them. So it's not about fighting or talking with rage and anger. No, it's about discussing. So most of the time, it is very important that you take your time to recover, you personally, to cool down from that anger that you are in, because if you speak when you are angry, Satan will take advantage and will make sure that everything becomes messy, and even that this other person will have different thoughts. Yeah, I know there are couples who instead of they don't even talk, they instead of talking because of maybe you had one someone like I don't want to see you doing this ABCD, or I don't like this, I don't like you doing this to me, and this person repeats it, and now you are angry and you don't want to talk to this person anymore. So you begin the journey of silent treatment. Yeah, I think that is the worst thing again, because you are not resolving the problem again. It's not, there is nothing moving. You are all blaming each other, and you are there to blame each other. And you see, your partner doesn't know what you are thinking, and you don't know what they are thinking. So you might even think things, you might hallucinate, you might, yeah, you might feel things for yourself. you, you feel that maybe this person is thinking about this and this, and they are planning this for me, and you start reacting even without that person even having such thoughts. Yeah, there is a couple who had such they had a conflict, and they slept without resolving the conflict. Everybody was angry, and even they did not sleep in the same room. So because of that anger, the wife wakes up in the morning and goes without talking to the husband. Now the husband is thinking maybe this woman is planning something evil for me, so he decides to also follow the woman, and went ahead of her, and they had a house somewhere, so he went and took everything and even the children, and went away, because he thought that this woman has now plans, because the woman had discovered some secrets that this man was hiding. So he knew that something worse is about to happen, because the wife is not talking. So he went ahead and did something that the wife did not imagine about, and this led to a serious breakup. Yeah, they were never able to resolve the problem, and that is how their marriage ended. So you can imagine the effects of silent treatment. It is not a good thing. So I don't think that silent treatment, even if you are angry, try to compose yourself and talk calmly. If you know that you're still hungry and you cannot discuss the issue immediately, it is better you put it aside for some time, but find a way of bringing it up when you are okay. You are the two of you, but the two of you are okay. So it's not about letting go of the issue all along. No, don't make the issue settle forever. Like, no, don't make it to settle, but find time to have a discussion. Maybe when you go for your dinner outings or something like that, you go now and bring up the issue. There is this issue I saw, and I was not happy, I was angry, and I think we can find a way to resolve it, and we can have a discussion. And then this other person is able to talk what made them, or what led them to do what they did at that point. Yeah, so it is all about discussing. But there is this other side of people or personalities. They are quick to ask for forgiveness, and then again they are quick to go back to the same mistake. Like, it doesn't make sense. You ask for forgiveness today, and then you go repeat the same mistake, ask for forgiveness, repeat it. Like, it's like you are joking. You are taking this partner of yours for a fool, because how can you be doing that? It's like you don't respect your partner. So it is also very important, after asking for forgiveness, that you transform, you change yourself, you renew your mind, and pray to God to help you overcome whatever that is making you to repeat the same mistake, because it's like there is a spirit in you that is driving you towards these mistakes. You are going back and forth, because you don't want to resolve this issue once and for all. You are just there to fight all the time. Yeah, and you see your partner will get angry, because you are repeating it all along. So it means that there is a force behind this, and you need prayer, and you need to pray for each other, and pray that this spirit leaves this person. Because if this person maybe is someone who has a weakness, those people we call maybe a womanizer, or it can be the wife or the husband, because nowadays it is both. It is not those only men who go out there. who commit adultery or who go to have sex outside marriage. We have also women who go out. So it means that there is a spirit that is driving them. There is a sexual immorality spirit in them. That's why they cannot stay. They cannot stay with one partner. They just want to move out. And that is how they get satisfied. The spirit in them, the demons in them get satisfied when they go out and sleep around. So it is a spirit, so it is not something that can be dealt physically. It's not something that you can start fighting about or going for following those people whom they sleep with and beating them. You find the men go beat the other man, or the woman go beat the other woman, or you fight each other, leading to distractions. And the people who will suffer are the children. The children are the ones to suffer the most, because when things go south, you no longer talk, you no longer have a good relationship. Then you feel resentment to this woman or man until you add the children. You should leave the children out of this, because the children are innocent. Yeah, so I'm saying this to men who, most of them, they run away. They leave the woman with the children, and they leave the children to suffer. They don't want to pay the school fees for the children. They don't want to know what the children is eating. And then you go and pretend that you want to move on in life. You cannot move on, because these children are crying. Their cries remain as a reminder to God that our dad is not a responsible dad. He left us. He did this to us. All the time that when the children ask, why don't we have a dad? And yet he is alive. You are not dead. You are still alive. So take care of your children. Even if you do not, you are not able to, you do not catch up with the mother, or you are not able to resolve your differences with the mother, then you should not bring this to the children. Even as you as the mother, you should not bring this conflict to the children. You should not incite the children against their father. Yeah, the children should be able to talk to their parents and be to their father or mother freely, and they should understand that the differences is not with the children. It is between you two and not the children. So you should even be taking the children to the outings together. Even if you don't talk, you just play with the children and then go separate ways, but have time for your children. Yeah, because that is how the enemy gets in and ensure that even the children are not raised well, and there is that resentment that will continue for generations in that family if something, or if someone does not wake up and change things. Because remember, this child you are bringing up with resentment, and nobody loves them. They don't understand what is love. And now when they get their families also, they will go through the same trauma and challenges, because they don't understand what is love, or the love that should be there in the family. Yeah, I have realized there are even women or men who grew up seeing their parents fighting, so they understand that fighting is common. It's something that it's okay to be fighting. So that's why whenever they have their own families, they start fighting, because they saw this in their parents. So the man is beating the wife because he saw the father beating his mother. So he will continue with the same habits, and the habits will continue hurting generations and generations. You see, it is something that you planted as a small seed, and now it's growing and affecting different sets of generations. And if it's a curse, it goes up to the fourth generation. So you can imagine your children and your children's children will suffer through the same thing. So it is better that you start by resolving the conflicts at the present moment. I was inspired when I heard of a man who promised that he will not touch his wife, he will not beat his wife. Yeah, so, and he never did so, even when the wife was there, even when the wife became rude. And this man, he was an old man, he was a grandfather. He's that man of, I think, born so many years ago. Like, yeah, he belonged to a generation of maybe during that time of like 1920 something there 1920s. You can imagine in 1920s in an African society, a man declares that he will not beat his wife. You know, that man must have been a great man. He must have been a wise man and knew that this woman has loved me the way I am, and has respected me and has accepted me. So I'm not going to take her for granted. So even if the wife became rude at some point, he remembered the oath he made, the covenant he made through words when he said that he will not beat his wife. So, and they lived together happily. So they never had conflicts, you know. So it is very possible, even in this day and time, in this age, to live in marriage, to have a blissful marriage without fights and conflicts, or I can say violence, or maybe a yelling, such kind of conflict resolutions that bring violence. Yeah, so it is very possible. So there is no need of fighting or having those silent treatments. It is very possible to solve the problem uh, without a lot of drama, I can say. Yeah, without even the kids noticing that there is a problem here. So learn to resolve your conflicts without nobody knowing about it, without even the children noticing that mom and dad have issues. No, they should not get to know that. They should understand about these things when they grow up. Now, when they are about to get married, maybe that is when you can narrate to them how you were able to manage your marriage without having serious conflicts where they can see that there is a problem. Yeah, so it is very important to understand these things and do more research on how you can resolve conflicts, and how you can manage your partner, how you can manage your husband, how you can manage your wife, so that these conflict things, this violence, these fights ends. We don't get to hear about them in marriages or in marriages. So it is very important to accept your person the way they are and appreciate them, because you will never find the same person like him or her. Yeah, we are unique and different. So it is not a matter of whenever you don't agree, you go out there to look for another woman or man to satisfy you or to make you happy. Yeah, it is not right for you to come to the home and start making calls and flirting with other partners and laughing and making your partner feel bad. It will not even help you in a way, because you are also destroying yourself. You don't know, you don't realize, but you think that you are maybe paying back the evil that your partner did to you, or you are making them feel bad so that you feel good whenever they feel bad. You know, that is not a good thing. Yeah, that is a bad spirit again, because you want to be happy when your partner is feeling sad. Why? You should be happy, both of you, because you are one thing. So you are hurting a part of your body, because you are one body. When you get married, when you come together, and I keep saying that it is not a matter of going to church for a church wedding that people become one. You only become one once you live together and you become intimate. You are already one person. Yeah, so, and God knows in heaven that these people are together. So you cannot pretend like, oh, I have not gone, I did not do a wedding, or we did not officiate this marriage, so we are not married. And I find it very funny for most women or men who don't want to put on rings, because they have not gone to the registrar's office to make it official. No, in heaven it is already official, because you are living together, you have children, you are a husband and wife. So why can't you go buy rings, even if, and go to church and be prayed for, if you don't want to go these other procedures? Because I know nowadays it is becoming a business to plan or to have a wedding. It is becoming a business. Yeah, for you to have a church wedding, you have to pay the person who is officiating the wedding, the presiding person who is going to pray for you. Have to pay like 20,000, and you know there are the charges that you pay at the registrar's office. Like, so you need around maybe 30,000 to do a simple wedding. So it's not that easy. So if you have financial issues, then why don't you you are the ones to make it official, because God understands it. God knows that these people are two and they are married. So go buy the rings, and they pray over you on one of the Sundays, and you wait for other days to the right time when maybe you can do the officiation. Because I find out that this officiating of weddings is a worldly thing. It is something that is, maybe it is a government thing and church thing, but the real officiator of marriage is God himself, who instituted this marriage, and he said that this is what should happen between a woman and a wife. So don't shy off from putting on a ring and going to be prayed over. If you are people who go to church, because you in the process you get confused. You don't know whether you are a woman, you are a mother, you don't know if you can join the mothers or join the fathers, because you are there in the middle. You want to say you are not married, you are not sure even if you are married, you are just with this person, and you are not sure whether you are married. But let me tell you today that you are married. If you have talked to this person, with your partner, and you have agreed to have a family, to stay together, then you should now buy the rings and take to church. They pray for you. Even if you don't have to do these other procedures, you can do it later. But let the prayer be the first thing before you get to live together. Buy the rings and go. Even if that pastor doesn't want to pray for you, pray for yourselves and have faith that God has answered your prayers, and you are now married, and walk confidently and be willing to introduce each other, even in public, and say that this is my spouse. Even if you don't have that marriage certificate, because that should not hinder you. Yeah, with time you will find the courage and the grace to officiate the marriage. But now that should not be the grounds for you not to put on your rings. Put on your rings and show that you are a married person and you have a partner, and you are becoming responsible to your family and to your partner, and you are one already. So if you are hurting the other person, thinking that you are happy when the other person, your partner, is hurt, then I can tell you that you are wrong, because you are hurting your own body, and there is no way you can hurt your part of your body and you will fail to suffer. You will suffer in one way or another. And believe you me, these people who hurt their partners, who do detestful things to their partners, they suffer silently. They don't have happy lives thereafter. Even if they find other partners, they are not happy. But it's only that they cannot come out and talk and confess that, really, when I left my wife or my husband, this and this happened to me. The partner whom I found is not the right. They will come out and talk about the good things, but they will not say about the bad things, because there God sees you there where you are. And even you might, it is surprising that you might even not become stable in that marriage. You will also go out after that. So you find that a person, a man or a wife, after leaving his or her husband, they will never be stable again. They will be always wanting to go find new girls, find new women or men. They are not satisfied. They have a gap in their hearts. They are not happy. That shows that they are not happy, but they don't want to show. They only want to pretend that they are happy, but they are not. God himself knows that you are not happy, because you left your partner, you left part of your body somewhere, and you pretend that you are okay, and pretend that you are moving on. No, you cannot move on when you have not fixed things in the past. So it is very important that you fix things. And that's why the starting point is knowing how you are going to choose your partner, so that in the end you are sure that this is the partner I want to stay with. Don't play around during the time of dating. Don't play, don't joke around. Take your time to know this person. Take your time to discuss things and know if you can blend and become one. But if you find that this person is not your type, people say this is not my type. So do not marry someone who is not your type, because you will end up breaking. You don't assume things. Don't say that, okay, tutaendelea tu with, in the meantime we shall be well, we shall be able to catch up. You cannot catch up if you don't catch up from the word go. You need to catch up from the word go, from that time that you meet each other. That is the time you should catch up. That is the time you should get to know each other and get to understand one another. But this thing of saying that let's just begin, or someone maybe even lures you, especially there are these men who I can say they are still primitive. You hijack a woman or a girl whom you have loved this person, and they don't show interest in you, so you decide to hijack that person and go and hide them. You go and lock them in your house and ensure that they get pregnant so that they will not go anywhere. So and then the lady says, oh, now I've been raped, this person has taken me and I'm now pregnant. Yeah, so what can I do? I don't have a home. How can I go back home, and yet I am pregnant for someone? So they decide to stay, and in their stay, that is when now they have not even known each other. So the struggle begins now of understanding each other's behavior. And you see, this woman does not have a choice because this man has forced her into marriage. So that is another primitive way that is still existing in this century. Men are still hijacking women like in the past. Like during the time of our grandmothers, they were being hijacked whether they like it or not. So there are still men who still do practice that. They hijack women and they force them to become their wives, you know. So I think these men are the ones who want to be the controllers. They want to mistreat the women because they know they don't have a voice. They are the ones who have the voice, and so such women suffer a lot. And that is one of the reckless ways to get married, because you don't want to take your time. If this person does not want you or doesn't love you, doesn't like you, why should you force that person to be your spouse? Why should you create scenarios where you force them? You make sure that you lure them. Some even drag these girls, and then they get pregnant for them. So they know that once they get pregnant, they don't have a choice. So that is very bad. That's a very bad way. So don't lure your partner in a way, in any way, to become pregnant for the sake of forcing them or making them love you when they don't love you, when they are not, when they feel like you are not their type. Look for your type. Because I understand there is no one who has no partner in this world. Just be patient and go looking, and you will find your type, and someone who will accept you willingly, and you will be able to get in, you will be able to start a family. And that's why it will be very easy to resolve conflicts in future, because you began your journey by becoming friends and discussing things and knowing each other well. So it will be easier in future to resolve these conflicts. But these scenarios where one person is the one who is forcing himself or herself into the relationship without the acceptance of the other person, now that is where the problem begins. The problem doesn't begin once you start living. It begins with how you met, how you had that first conversation. That is how your journey of marriage will be determined. Yeah, and if you are not careful, if you mess at that point, then you will never be able to bounce back. You will never be able to recover from that. It will be a lifetime problem that you might not be able to solve it. So that's how it is very important to be conscious and cautious about conflict resolution, whether you are still dating or is already in a marriage. So you should be able to think of ways to resolve conflicts without getting into fights and anger and rage and violence. Yeah, so that is what you should always remember. Bye bye, until next time. Take care.